Looked at me with a big smile on your face. Oh, is that much? I just...
Can I have a wee drink of water? Thank you. I don't think the phone was lit up when she recorded. Was it your phone she recorded?
I've got watches ready.
Oh no, just water. Did it run around after you? Did you lose a baby and have a miscarriage? You don't understand that maybe your mum did? Was your brother was running around after you?
She did have a baby.
Was it a wee boy?
Aye.
Right. Or was he running around after you?
Aye.
As if he's just still wee, because that's where you see him. Oh, sorry, I could move,
No,
but I could get it for you. Driving, I'm doing this. Now you know what this is all about, so I'm going to speak to you about from spirit, and then I'm going to do your cards using psychic in the future. But remember that the future is ahead that you're showing is it will be this: if you change nothing, you've still got choice, right? Now, talking about spirit thing, as we said in there before, is there somebody that you want to hear from? That's it, I promise.
Just my gran.
See what we can do. Now, I'm getting in here. Do you understand why your gran have a strong character?
Oh.
Very strong character. And she showed me, she said she was either a Tyrian, she's shown me a bull, so she'd either be born in Taurus that week of May, end of April, middle May. Do you understand her being born then? No, in that case she's a bit of a bull in a china shop. You know, like she would blow up and you know, like explode in anger, and then she would realise that she'd gone too far and have to apologise, that sort of thing. She wasn't good at listening to the whole story. And she's making me aware that she seems to have quite almost a broken voice. Her voice was hoarse, do you understand that? And she said, she laughed and says, no, it wasn't from shouting either. And so my feeling is she would have smoked and that would have made her throw it like that, do you understand? I need your yeses and nos, because that's the okay's not alright and aha's not alright, because I've got to get the energy. And she's showing me that she would have had a belief, right, and maybe not a religion, but an understanding with God. Would you understand that? Yeah. And she's showing me that her path, as far as she could see, she was a jewel in God's crown. Yes. She was somebody special. Yes. She stood up for what she believed in, and she stood up for the people that were weaker. She was there for anybody to come to talk to and ask, and she would have given them their last penny or whatever they wanted, and fought the battles for them, including with the social or whatever else there was. She was frightened of no one. You would say a heart of a lion and the courage, I don't know, the courage of one as well, I suppose. But she's making me aware that she liked kind of fancy things. Yeah. Do you understand that she would have had a really ornate sun hat for going on holiday? Yeah. You understand it? And I feel as if I'm laughing because she's still got bells on it. I don't know if she did or not, but that's what she's making me feel. And she liked clothes that were really bright colours. You understand? So there was no containing her wonderful personality. And her sense of humour was very deep, and it was, I was going to say raucous, but you might not know what I mean there. It's fairly outrageous. Yeah. She, for a granny, she had a really dirty laugh. You know what I mean? And she wouldn't be frightened of saying something to you, you know, what you do with your voice, and you'd be mortified because she'd be discussing it as if it was one of your friends. And it's not, it just, she knew how to just step beyond the age gap, right? It wasn't like a granny speaking to a granddaughter or a daughter, it was like a friend speaking to you, do you understand that? So there's all this formed. She says she wasn't slow at lifting her hand either. Do you understand? She would have given somebody a clout occasionally, right? And she says it was all for the good. She says, oh, I don't believe in hitting folk, but she says it was for the good because you were damn cheeky. Do you understand? Were you cheeky as a child? Not you?
Quite, but more so my brother.
More so your brother, that's good. And she says that you choose to try and protect your brother that way and say, oh, I didn't mean that, he didn't mean that. And she's saying that you're too soft about him. That's really the problem, because he's absolutely a wide man. Do you know what that means? Right, because I'm not sure that I do. Definitely. She says he's a wide man. She says he's always going to be in trouble and you're going to get dragged in after him if you're not careful. Do you understand who Sharon is? No. Well, do you understand a woman that had breast cancer?
I have heard.
It's in there somewhere. But well, she's just bringing forward that did this lady die from breast cancer, or is she still here?
Most recently, it was I don't know if it was breast cancer or not, but I did lose an auntie. But
I feel this, you'll need to find out if it was breast, because what she said to me is this lady first cancer was in her breast, but she died of another one.
Right.
It's a secondary, so there will have been further cancer. So you find out whether it's an auntie or not. And you know, I want to go to the name of all things, right? Jessie. Do you understand the name Jess? It's quite an unusual name, isn't it? You know, do you understand anything?
It was a big family, do you know?
So there's so many people, but it's unusual. No, that's okay. I'll see if I can get more, because there's some old-fashioned names coming in here. So they must have been named after people who had already died.
Yeah.
Is that the way the names go in your family?
More so,
More so the names are handed down, right? Well, that's what the impression I've been given. She says, she's shown me a ring with a white stone in it, like an engagement ring. Were you given a ring by somebody?
my grandma was.
Right, your gran was given it. Is this a special ring? And she says, I'd really like you to have it. She said, but well, she doesn't know what it is. Well, she will know what it is, but I don't know what it is. But she says, in my heart I would have given it to you because you and I were very, very close. Do you understand? You and your gran spending quite a lot of time together, and you saw a more gentle side of her than anybody else did. And you had a lot of time for her when she wasn't well. She says, I drove every day away. She says, they all hated to come to see me because I was so bloody rude to them. Do you understand that? She tongue-lashed them, whether they were in the room or not. And yet she says, you just sat there and let me get on with it, and then you'd talk to me as if nothing had happened, because you knew I wouldn't do it to you. And she said she had terrible problems getting up to the toilet. Do you understand that? And she said it was so hard, and it was so undignified, it was so embarrassing having to get somebody to help me. And she says that in the end it was just a nightmare. And she said she couldn't cope, so she couldn't get up, so she would have an accident and she was mortified and she'd be crying. And she says it was the worst time in my life at those times. And you were so caring. She says, you know what they say, you'll get your reward in heaven. She says, but I'll give it to you on earth as well. You know how much I loved you and how much I respect for you for what you could do for me, even without being asked, because I couldn't have asked you to do it. And she's telling me as well that she became worse and worse. Do you understand that she kind of gave up a wee bit, and she just faded away to nothing and passed away. Because without her fight and her fire, she didn't have anything. And she said that fight and fire kept me going through, I want to say 2 wars, but I don't think it was 2 wars. It could have been 2 family wars, or it was like a war, but she was a battling woman anyway. And without that fire and anger, she couldn't go on. She tells me that she met uncle in spirit. Have you got an uncle in spirit?
Great uncles and stuff.
A great uncle in spirit, right, okay, because I felt it was like a brother, so I thought it was me. I wondered if it was your brother. Or your mother's brother. Well, so her brother's in spirit, right, okay. She's also brought me a picture of a brass band. Who like brass band music? Like marching band music? Right, that's what she's showing me this, and it's a big tuba, whoop, whoop, like this, it's really the noise it's making, and she loves it. She's telling me that when she was a younger woman, even till she wasn't well, she liked a good dance and a ladies' night. She said that was her. She said, I'd have a few more drinks than I should have, and I would have had a whale of a time, and then you all caught the edge of my tongue the next morning because I had a hangover. She says, but I always said I didn't. And she says, bacon and eggs sorted me out, always did. She tells me that later in her life she had problems with eating fatty food. Would you understand that? She couldn't eat, it was upsetting her. And she says, that was terrible. She says, I love my chips. You understand that? She tells me that, I mean, you and I were talking before this, so there's 1 or 2 things I know about you. But I want to say that there's a child going to be put in your arms. Are you going to be godmother to somebody's child?
No.
Are you in a position where you might, with a partner, where you might have a child?
I was.
You were?
Kind of went a wee bit, but...
No, well, I feel that your need from that relationship was a baby. Is that right? And I feel she's saying, don't worry, she says, the child will be put in your arms. You will have it. It's not that it's not going to happen. It just didn't happen then. Okay? So she's assured that she's looking after the baby until it comes. So that's good. So the child will probably arrive shouting the odds. Anyway, so back to this. She's also telling me that you have problems with your shoes. Is that right? You have problems with your feet? Get shoes to fit you, right? Shoes and feet, right? And she's saying it's terrible. She says, if you get big feet,
Yeah.
Right, okay, fair enough. I just thought I'd ask. See if you're nosy, it's the best way to be for this. She's showing me as well that you like to go to where her ashes are scattered. Is that right?
I've been once.
You've been once?
I always want to go, but
You don't always get there.
Aye.
But you're thinking of it. And she says she really appreciates that, and she says that somebody brought roses and put them there. Would you understand that? Or brought flowers and put them there. Right, you understand that. She says she's pushing up daisies. You know, you should have joked about that. Do you understand that? Is there flowers in the grass? Are there daisies in the grass where her ashes are scattered?
Yeah.
Right. That's what she has a recognition that she's still useful. Was that a knock at the door? No?
No, at that door.
That's the other door. I understand that you've been trying to learn to type. Or you're trying to speed yourself up on the computer?
On the till at work, yeah.
On the till at work, right, I knew it was something like that. And she says, you'll get there. And it's, I understand where number 4 comes in. It's important, I like that could be something happened when you were 4 years old. Or it could be a 4 in a door, or it could be somebody's born on the 4th of a month, or the month of April. It can be a passing, it can be a birthday, it can be an anniversary. Would you understand the importance of that number? Right, is there 4 in your family? Are there 4 children in your family? More significant somewhere. So if you start to see 4s everywhere, you know that something important's going to happen. It'll just, you know, like people say you see 111 or, and these recurrence figures, well, it'll be 4s for you, double 4s and triple 4s. So watch out for that. So lottery tickets, right? And whatever else you do, just watch out for the 4s. She's kind of standing back. She does say that you love your coffee. Is that right?
Yeah.
And it must be a latte or something. It's a nice coffie. And she says, oh, I quite fancy that. So she says, but they weren't around then. And she says, there's a whole lot of things that are good now that I'm just coming with you to see and have a wee taste of it. So she's with you all the time. But you understand that she says that your relationship that broke up, now you told me about that. I'm pointing out because in case you think I'm just for the tape relay as well, so that whoever's listening to it knows that I'm not using the information you gave me. I feel this was a heartbreaking situation. Do you understand? You were heartbroken about it, and you've not fully recovered to see anybody else yet. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. And what she's saying is, she says you need this time to heal before you can go back out with someone. She says because you trusted that one too much. Yeah. Do you understand that? Yeah. And he hurt you. He let you down very, very badly. Yeah. And he walked away without a thought, and you were devastated. So she says, I don't want that to happen to you again. So she's going to be vetting them, she says. So she's going to be looking at the guy. So you meet him, whatever. You say, right, Granny, is this one of them? Should I be going out with him? And you'll be given a sign. There'll be some sort of sign connected with her comes up. Right? Maybe it'll be a 4.
Maybe.
Right, are you quite happy with that communication? Yeah. I'm going to go in with your cards. Is that okay? Yeah. And we're going to do past, present and future again, and we can do 1 or 2 questions at the end. Take them and shuffle them for me. Very much. Take them this way. This is the present, this is the immediate past, and this is the further past. Immediate future, further future, and furthest, right? Now, that's nothing bad. There's nothing terrible there. Good. There's a lot of good up there actually. An awful lot of good, but I'm going to add cards to that, right? Now what I'm going to do here is, for all you're sitting there as a quiet wee person, you actually are in the right company can shine. Do you understand that? You're not, you hang back in a big crowd, but in small company you are the life and soul of the party, and can be really quite outrageous. And you and your friends, have all these tumbling arguments. There's always arguments going on amongst them, and everybody's falling out, but that's just the way it is. And that's okay. But it says financially this job has been much, much better. Financial wish comes true for you in some ways, so it's working out much better than it was, and your grand's very pleased that she just popped back in there. Do you understand? She had short hair, but it was cut quite close, but it was kind of curly or wavy.
Yeah.
Right, you understand it? And it was marrow grey, it wasn't white and it wasn't grey, it was kind of in between.
Mm.
And she showed me that she had a kind of, she'd had a brown hair dye through it at one day at time. Do you make sense? Do you understand that? No? Do you understand that her hair had been brown so that it wasn't like black and white, it was browny, grey and white, her hair? You don't understand that? Right, okay. Don't understand what that is, but you understand that it's her in the curls, right? That's fine. I want to go back to this again and look at this particular bit, and it shows me that you've had a lot more energy recently, and you feel as if your life's picked up and you've got a direction to go in now, and you're not listening to anybody. They're saying, well, you should do this and do that, and you're just saying, no, I'm going to do it one time, because it takes you, you're not good at rushing ahead.
Yeah.
You like to take your time, and you're not good with change, right? And I feel very much that your energy levels are going to continue to rise. But it's that sort of way, you know, that you've made the big first move and changed your job and moved into a job you're in, and that's given you more energy because you're with other people, it's not the same situation. And I also feel that you're looking for a lot more. And what this says here, the card called the Aeon, is a leap of faith. You've got to believe that this is going to happen, that your whole, instead of feeling this very down and depressed situation, you're going to be very up and at it. And it is going to happen, but you've got to believe in yourself as well, right? Because sometimes, my impression is that you'll just sit and get really down again. And you've got to avoid that by keep yourself busy or keep yourself out with your pals or whatever else. But keep yourself busy. Now, a wee bit further back again, there was an ending of a job, right? Well, we know when that was because you told me about that, about the caring. Well, I'd asked you about it. Now, this one is, do you understand that from the caring situation you went into this job on a trial basis?
Yeah.
And it was kind of, oh my God, what if they don't want me? I'm going to be left with no money, I'm going to be... And you were really panicking about it because it kind of shows that it wasn't secure. And you did worry about money an awful lot then, but you don't worry about it so much now, is that right?
Yeah.
Now, I want to go back again and I can say, this is what you told me earlier as well, for all the money in the world, you wouldn't take all the money in the world in replacement for the peace that you have now in comparison to the upset you had before.
Yeah.
And to be honest, the wages, the money for that other job that you were doing, the caring job, was a lot less than you're getting now, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you needed to find peace by leaving it, what you did. Now, it's funny, it's just all come out there, so it was a really important things in your life. Immediate future. Do you have a wee child? No, right. Well, on one side, this is either you, both cards, or it's you and a partner, right? Now, do you have a partner? No. So we'll take it here. On one hand, you've got your granny side. You know, you can be very outgoing. Yes, you can be very outspoken. You'll not let anybody be bullied. You'll stand up for them. You will be very protective of those in your circle. But you're also very, very bright. You hide all your brains under your quietness. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And you watch and you listen and you take everything in, and then if you have to, you use it.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. You're not going behind anybody's back end. You're just watching and listening and using your good sense to see what kind of person they are. Do you know what I mean? And you're very rarely wrong. I've said that to somebody else tonight. You're very rarely wrong. But it also tells me that you've got a side to you that's a bit silly, right? And it's the kind of thing where you can be very, very outgoing and not think about decisions you're making. And then when you go home you think, oh my God, what have I done?
Yeah.
Do you understand that? So it's like trying to bring these two sides of you together and allow them to grow at one level, because on one hand you're very, very mature, and the other hand you're daft as a brush.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Now I'm going to put another card down in that, and it says in the middle of all this is you, or it's your mum. Well, no, I'm going to take back what I've said here, because that card, that makes a difference. Do you understand? You are very, but you are all these things, but your mum is a very wise person, and she tells you off when you've been daft, right? And she really gives it all day. But you are a really down to earth, hard working person, Now, see the things, the traits, the things I said about you when I thought it was you are still true, but it's more your mum's card, because you're very like her in lots of ways. And this is the strength, the hidden strength you've got, which is the hard work, the being settled, needing to have your feet in the ground. You're dead sensible about things, except when you're outside, when you go out and you just forget the whole thing. But I feel, you know, like I said, you don't like sudden change. And she's trying to. Sometimes you seem more sensible than she does. Do you know what I mean? And yet other times it's just a nightmare in the trees, are you? So I feel that, you know, you're coming on there and you've got your mother good points, but you've also got bad points from when she was young. So you're very alike, but you need security in your life, whereas she can cope with a different lifestyle. Now, slightly further on in your immediate future, there are 2 cards here. You're disillusioned about the idea of a relationship, but there's a relationship coming for you, right? And you're wondering what you should do about it, because you don't think it's ever going to come to any success. Because you don't think you're ready for one. But it tells me that's exactly what it says, that you're not ready, you've got to learn about life, and you don't feel that secure. So there's an opportunity for a relationship with somebody, but you're stacking all the odds against it as if you don't want it to work. And I think in actual fact it will work. And it's just you saying, nah, it's your heart showing. So give it a bit of a chance. Draw the lines where you think the line should be. You know, what if he does this, if he does that, that's him, right? And stick to it. It shows me up there that this person's like a breath of fresh air to you. Their love is very special and very honest and very open. It makes you feel wonderful. And it shows me that in some ways your world is not as big, you're not as going as many places and doing as many things, because you're with this person, when you're spending time with them. Now, in this situation, if you were giving up all your friends and you think, I wouldn't be pleased about that, I'd be worried about that for you. But it shows me that in lots of ways you're just perfectly balanced. You know, your need to be able to nurture people goes with that child. I'm saying with that child, it's a man. Right, when the word comes out of my mouth. Are you very much around a child? Nephew? No, it's not that. Do you know, I think that this guy that you're meeting has a child. Very, very into this relationship with this child, so I think that you're going to be involved in it as well. But I do feel that you really enjoy being around him, and that it's almost as if you want to protect him as well, because he's awful innocent in some way. He doesn't see the bad in people, and he doesn't have that facility yet. Now, what we have here is cards up, right? You have the Empress, which is your home and your happiness is all working, so your relationship is working, and it says that you've come to an agreement and a balance in it, right? But you know, you can't believe just how emotionally love is affecting you. You didn't think you could feel like this again. You are.
Yeah.
And you can't see the wood for the trees, because it's just all love, 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 love. Now further up here, the only thing that I would say about it is that card shows me that you're not going out as much as that one does, right? That one's it. I said to you that you're with this person, and this person shows you new places. It should have been new places and new exciting times. You're having fun, but then you start staying in for quite a bit together. Now, you haven't split up, because there's no split up there. But is this saving money? Saving money to try and get things secure, to get something that you both want, and that's why you're not going out as much. And that's really good, but it's quite quick. Don't rush into this. But the relationship is good, and there's no doubt about that. Now, is there anything you want to ask about this? You see yourself coming through the thing. You see that your mum is very helpful to you, although you argue with her. And sometimes she does speak lots of sense. Well, she usually does, but you don't listen to her anyway. But this time she does, and there's all about this relationship that you're about to start, and you're giving all the reasons why it won't work, and it does work, which you're very surprised about. You're absolutely amazed at how much you feel for this guy, and it's almost protective, because that's where you are. You've got to. The person's got to need you as well as love you, right? And that's where this goes. And I feel that he does have a child. You know, I want to say there's something to do with ladders with this man. That's an odd thing to say, isn't it? He might be a window cleaner. He might be a roofer. That's later. He might, there might be ladders lying around his back that are broken, or there's discussion about them, or there's something about ladders. Now, all I can say is wait and see what happens about that. It's just this impression I get. When somebody said that to me and says, she says, I see wheels all around you. It feels like they're all over your house. I ended up marrying a racing cyclist who had lots of wheels that he took off his bike and hung up on the roof. So, it's that, so watch out for the ladders.
Yeah.
I don't know what, maybe his bedroom in the house is in the loft and you've got to go up ladders to it. I don't know, but there'll be something like that. Now, is there an area of your life that I haven't covered? No? Is there any questions you want to ask to get a specific answer from? And I'll put cards out to do it. Something coming up with there?
I don't know. I'm hinting that it's maybe going to be my ex again, but
Coming back?
because it
Right.
came back.
Yeah.
So,
Right, well, we'll just turn those over and we'll just get you to choose cards. Is this new relationship that's coming with my ex again? And choose 3 cards. Okay, that's fine, love. No, it says yes. But it might not be the one that you have. Do you find that he's a bit of a child man? He's very, very focused on things that he wants to do and he's a bit selfish that way. And he's also, everybody thinks he's a big man. Understand that, but at home he's not.
Yeah.
He's a wee bit, he can be a wee bit dominant at home. Do you understand that? And that you don't go places and do things when he's there. Right? It looks as if it could be, and it looks as if it works, but I would have thought it was a different person. Right, now we know that he is going to come back. Right, it's my lasting relationship with a different man. Right? See if we can get the best of both worlds here. Right? That came up like that, so that's reversed. That's upright. That's upright, okay. And it says yes. Right? Either he's changing completely, or there's a man who is very down to earth and very hard working and doesn't make much money who's coming into your life. So it could be he comes back and then you decide not to go with him. Maybe you do have a relationship, but your long-lasting relationship will be with a different man. Right? How soon or whatever it is. This is a very, very strong set of cards here about your ex. But I don't know if that's a relationship that's good for you. I feel that you would need to look at that yourself and see how you felt in that relationship before it split up. And if that's what you want again. Remember, it's always your choice. You have choice in this. Yeah. You don't. If he comes back, you don't have to say yes, no, and don't come back. But it really depends whether you feel that you want that. That's all. Oh, message from heaven. I'm giving you a message from heaven for the angel cards. So, from your granny, you want the message, right? A wee quick shuffle, right? You just choose one. It might be 2. You just see how it works. She's actually said to me she's backing you every inch of the way, and that is serenity. You've got to be above things. It needs to be what you need in a relationship. Next one. I'm very serene actually, and it says Archangel Michael is sent to look after you, as well as your granny. My God, that's a combination you can't get past. So you've got a lot of protection from above, and your granny sees you as this person who is so. You've got such a beautiful soul that nobody should be hurting you, and she'll try and make sure. See if he does come back and you're and as things go bad, something will happen, and you'll say that was my granny's work. Yeah. You know what I mean? That was granny that did that. So she's around you. She's concerned, but she'll be around there to help you. That's all I can tell. Happy with that? Brilliant. That's good. That's good. Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was lovely to see you again.
You as well. Just send something else in.
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah.
That's good. It's just, I'm not sure how you're feeling, I just want to make sure you're okay.
No, fine.
Right,
Thank
that's
you.
fine.